can you use solar panel with Phoenix Contact UPS as a backup power source? Good morning, everyone. I'm Shai Reza, but you already know that because it's right up here. Huge thanks to Chris Decker and David Fried to help me think this through. Now, in this drawing, we're going to talk about a 24-volt load or 24-volt system, but you can replicate that for your 12-volt or even a 48-volt systems as well. Now, if you're looking at this picture, we have an available AC source, and it's pretty simple. You have an AC source. Of course, you want to protect your circuitry with surge protection and a circuit breakers for all the overvoltage and overcurrents. We can use a Phoenix Contact power supply to convert that higher AC voltage into a clean 24-volt DC power. And on the other side, we want to add a solar panel to use that as a backup. So in case of our mains failure, or in case there's a tsunami or there's a power outage for a couple days, you want to have another source of power to charge your backup system. In this case, it's going to be the battery. So let's see how we do that. For solar panel, we know we don't have a set voltage coming out of solar panels. So based on the amount of lights you're getting, based on the time of the day, the voltage is going to vary. Now, Phoenix Contact offer variety input ranges of DC to DC converter that we're going to use in this case. So we have something that goes from 42 volt to 96 volts, something that goes from 300 to 1000, something that goes from 600 to 1500 volt DC. Of course, you want to protect the circuitry with a circuit breaker and a surge protection from all the overcurrent and overvoltage. Now we can use a DC to DC converter again to convert that wide ranges of DC input into a clean 24-volt DC output. Now when we have that two sources of power, we want to use a diode as a switch to switch between the power sources. Depends on how we want to set it up. So let's say for someone who want to use the solar power as a primary during the day, we want to adjust that DC to DC converter voltage slightly higher than a power supply. So if you're already familiar with the diode modules, the way diode switches or determine the primary sources of power is by reading the voltage difference. So whichever side or leg or source would have a higher voltage, the diode modules is going to think that is the primary source. So in this case, let's say the solar array, we set that at 24.3 volt, which is, let's say, 0.3 volt higher than what we set the power supply as, which is at 24 volt. Since the solar array side has a higher voltage, the diode is going to think that, yes, this is the primary source. So during the daylight, your diode module is going to use the solar array going to the UPS, which is then going to be powering your 24-volt loads, and also which is going to be charging your batteries. What happens at night? Well, you don't have any solar power, so your voltage is going to be close to zero. So only existing voltage you'll have is going to be from the main source. And now your diode module is going to switch to the main source and use that power to do the same thing. Again, charge the battery, power the load. Now, when we come to the UPS here, we're using a Quint UPS that has a IQ technology. So now you can actually control the charging current through the battery. And this can help extend the battery life. You can also manipulate the charging time that you want to charge the battery with. With the IQ technology and our Modbus and Ethernet IP interface, you can actually retrieve a lot of important data from the battery, such as state of health. So where is your battery at? How long it's going to last. You can actually determine what's the state of charges, so the percentage of current available in your battery. You can also set up alarm as a part of predictive maintenance, so you can actually set up maintenance to change the battery way ahead in time. And this is only possible if you're using Phoenix Contact UPS, especially Quint, and a Phoenix Contact battery, because the most important part is this control module on the battery, and that helps communicate through a LIN communication with the Quint UPS. Now, one question we get a lot, which is, can I connect the solar panel to the battery directly? Of course you can. If you like to buy a lot more battery than you need to, or if you don't like your battery to last longer, you can definitely do that. But if you ask me, I don't recommend it. I don't think anyone would recommend that at all. And the reasons are, now your battery is prone to overvoltage. There's no temperature controls. So normally your UPS will not charge your battery if your battery temperature is over 50 degrees Celsius. But then you cannot control that with a solar panel, which is not healthy. You're going to lose the consistent charging current. So now your battery life is going to be reduced. There's always going to be a kickback to the UPS. And your UPS is going to always show that it's on a battery mode because there's always voltage input coming through the terminal. and then you're going to lose all the monitoring of state of health, state of charge, and predictive maintenance. So that is my drawing. Now, this is one possible way to set this up. Let me know what your feedbacks are in the comment, and if not, you all have a good one, and see you next time.